DN Media and Narrative Land Publishing present A Shade of Mind, Volume 1, Random Psychic, Forever Mortal, written by D.N. Leo, narrated by Catherine Edwards. Random Psychic. Hate leaves ugly scars. Love leaves beautiful ones. Mignon McLaughlin, The Second Neurotic's Notebook, 1966. Chapter 0. She stared at the last 3 seconds of her life. A red double-decker full of passengers was racing straight at her, and she couldn't do anything but stare at it. Like the traffic and everything else surrounding it, the bus seemed to move in slow motion. But Madeline was more than certain that it was zooming in full speed in reality. The bus was going to crush her the same way the kidnap and ransom ordeal had cut short Joe's life. Joe was like her sister. They had grown up together, but they might not grow old together. Madeline kept staring at the bus. It was real. It was enormous. And her psychic ability didn't seem to help at all, if she did have such ability. 5 seconds ago, Madeline had seen it, the haunting blue dot hovering in the air, giving her guidance. She couldn't believe her eyes. She was a psychic, after all. The blue dot glared at her and blinked. That's unusual, she had thought. It had been 3 days that she'd stalked this place, and now her psychic ability had finally decided to kick in. About damn time. She could save Joe now, and her life would be back to the way it was. Not that her life had been spectacular, but it was much better than her current situation. The second blue dot appeared, blinking at her. She gazed at the dots, and then they were no longer blinking. They weren't blue either, but a bright yellow. And they came with sound. Honking. Shouting. She blinked. They weren't her psychic blue dots, but the headlights of a double-decker racing at her in full speed. She glanced around. In a blur of motion, she realized she had just stepped out in front of ongoing traffic in the middle of a busy road in the center of London. She now stood in her reality and froze. Chapter 1. Someone grabbed Madeline's arm and pulled her back onto the sidewalk. The double-decker zoomed past, and the other cars kept moving. If it had been New York, she would have stirred up a hideous bout of road rage. Madeline was still dazed. She turned around and looked at the man who had just saved her life. "Are you okay?" "Thank you," she automatically said, and immediately realized that those words she kept in her vocabulary inventory didn't exactly answer the man's question. Then Madeline shook her head. "Focus. Stay strong. You're Joe's only hope," she scolded herself. She turned toward the man who was still looking at her with concern. "I'm fine, thank you. I'm sorry. The jet lag is killing me. And apparently I was looking the wrong way." She gestured toward the traffic and smiled. "Madeline, I'm from New York." She reached her hand out for a handshake. "Peter. I'm from here, apparently." He fumbled with his briefcase, swapping it to his left hand so that he could respond to Madeline's greeting. Madeline pointed at the building across the road. "I'm looking for LeBlanc Pharmaceuticals, but I think I've got the wrong address. That building looks more like military barracks than business headquarters." Peter arched an eyebrow, looking Madeline up and down. "I'm a journalist. I'm writing a business column about one of their new products. Is there a problem?" Madeline asked. "Oh, no. No problem at all. Nobody has any problem with LeBlancs." Madeline smiled and waited for the next part of Peter's speech, but it never came. Instead, he shrugged. "Well, to be honest, even the locals know almost nothing about them. I'm sorry I can't help you, but I can certainly show you around if it does any good. And the eye around the corner is one of London's hot spots. I'm sure it would help cure your jet lag." Madeline smiled but cursed on the inside. Peter was a decent-looking man. She hadn't been in a serious relationship for a while. Not that no one was interested in her, but her situation was too complicated to let anyone into her life. Still, it was...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?